It really assists with the gooning.
Yeah, it helps with the gooning.
Once that goes, it goes. Do you think they got Panda Express in China?
Yeah, I'm a software privateer.
What? Are you laughing at the thievery of my 4 cans of chunky soup? Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 509. I'm your host, John_Danger, joined by my 2 lovely co-hosts.
Matthew Haig.
And TJ, Matt made me look up gooning May.
How did he make you? I'm the one that brought it up.
Yeah.
Because I won't shut up about it, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now you know what it means. I'm learning the words of the youths. The Gen Z.
Yeah. TJ, your
reaction.
Your eye is twinging a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It
does
that sometimes.
TJ's 40 now. He can't handle words, new words.
I can't handle
Have you been on TikTok? It's like a whole different language now.
I try to avoid TikTok, but unfortunately sometimes I do scroll through YouTube Shorts, which is already too much for me.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to have TikTok around to kick around that much longer, so.
Yeah,
9 months from now, it's going to be shut down.
You don't think they'll sell it when it gets right down to it?
Oh, we'll see. They seem like they really don't want to.
All right.
Yeah.
So I won't describe what gooning is, but I am going to.
Why not? Why won't you describe it?
In the little
What about
sidebar
jelking?
here.
Can you describe jelking?
What the fuck is? I don't know that one.
In the sidebar here, which links to the Wikipedia article for a synonym, which is edging, which that I knew ahead of time.
Wait, Wikipedia?
Yeah, I know.
You're not even on Urban Dictionary?
No. I'm still on my Bing search page. So there's a little sidebar that has a Wikipedia short, and in the little Wikipedia sidebar here, there's an explore more. There are 5 topics here. I was gonna have you guys guess what these are, but
I'm guessing Ago.
Somehow Google AI did not pop up when I searched jelking.
We've really
it was like I don't want to be a part of this.
Yes.
Is what Google AI said.
The 5 explore more that Wikipedia thinks I should explore, having searched for gooning, is erotic sexual denial, which is what
that
it
makes
is.
sense.
Is
prostate massage.
Is one of them Pink Sparkles or
no?
What's her name? What's the boob streamer now?
It was Pink Sparkles.
No, there's another one. Who's the big one?
Belle Delphine.
No, the one she just does porn now. Who's the what's her name?
I've seen her in the news a lot lately from the PayPal thing.
Who had who had those cookies that broke boys couldn't afford?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I stay out of that circle. I'm not even on Twitch as much anymore.
Pokimane.
Oh, Pokimane. Oh, yeah.
What are the other? But there's another one. There's the one that starts with an A.
I don't know.
Popular.
I thought Pokimane was like a child.
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Amaranth.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Amaranth.
I just know about these people when they show up on the Philip DeFranco show. So.
But of the 5 things, one of them I'm not sure of what it is.
Mm-hmm. Do you need me to translate the youth vocabulary?
It's not youthful vocabulary. It's
as
medical.
The youngest person here.
It is medical.
What, gooning?
Okay.
No. The explore more from gooning.
It's only if it's medicinal gooning.
Epididymal hypertension.
Epididymal.
Like skin.
Epididymal. Yeah. I don't know what.
Like your skin is.
I mean, hypertension is
blood pressure.
High blood pressure. But
okay.
Is your skin boiling? What the heck is happening?
I don't know.
Epididymal. I'm gonna click.
I don't know. Click it.
Okay.
We're on this journey now.
Oh, it's blue balls.
Okay. I recently learned that this is a thing that people actually feel. I always figured it was like some metaphorical pain.
I think it's not as common. I mean, I would imagine that as much as I don't like talking about it, testicular torsion is a more common thing than blue balls, or at least
That's
So gooning,
twisting them.
gooning is like the
Or is that the one
is
where
like the samurai Zen meditation?
What's the one where your
version of
testicle
masturbation.
strangling itself?
That's testicular torsion, right?
Okay.
Wait. Yeah.
That's where they get twisted and they can like cut off circulation.
Yeah.
Seems like a design flaw.
As opposed to getting a cyst that gets so big, which that's elephantitis. Yeah.
So
This is a
yeah,
good show.
gooning is like, you know, like how people jerk off.
Yeah.
Gooning is like doing it professionally.
Yeah. There's no spiritual
It's like
aspect to that.
it's
That's
like
tantric.
it's like the description, or you're in it for the game of the jerking itself, and not for the content. That's quite literally
the
like
game.
gooning is like edging, but like anyway, jelking is
John,
something
it's
else, and I suggest you
2024.
look
Nobody
it up.
jerks off for
J-
anymore.
JELQING, jelking. Look it
Wait.
up.
I'm
Why?
not gonna look it up. I'm just gonna
Why?
read TJ's reaction.
TJ's
Oh.
reading.
Oh, okay.
Is it
That-
jerking an elk off?
No,
No. This I've not heard of it called this,
yeah.
but this in general I've kind of heard of.
Let's just say you don't think you're long enough
So you do exercises.
to lengthen.
Yeah.
Is it like? I know there's like people that do weights and things.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
Is it that?
related.
Is it that, or is it like
this is more
is
hand
the
motion.
pump one?
Yeah, the weights and things are more for there is a technique that you can essentially uncircumcise yourself. Yeah, decircumcise
Oh my
yourself.
god, yes.
Or- Yeah.
Yeah.
Reverse circumcision.
I mean, it's
But
just
doesn't it look like it doesn't have the nerve density that tissue would normally have? I
well,
assume.
the whole idea that tissue isn't supposed to have nerve density. It's supposed to kind of desensitize you. It's supposed to be a natural lubricant. That's the whole reason it's there, is to give your
It really assists with the gooning.
it helps with the gooning.
Anyway, so I'm no longer gooning. I've gone to rizzing. This is how all the Gen Z people know that it's dead, because you have 3 people in their late 30s, early 40s.
Well, that's
using
the
the terms.
strategy. We just seek out and destroy this slang by using it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
fair.
why we should all be on TikTok
Mhm.
while we can.
Okay, I have a drink.
Take it away from the Z's.
I brought a drink.
Nice. Duff
This is
beer.
Duff Orange sparkling beverage.
Is it soda?
I guess.
I want it
Is
to
it
be
orange
beer.
flavored?
I
beer?
paid like $4.50 for this bottle or this can at it was at a 80. It was at the Wisconsin Dells.
Okay.
So Lauren and I went up to the Dells for our anniversary just to have dinner, since it's only like a 50-minute drive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We went to the Del Bar, which is a supper club, which is my favorite restaurant in the entire world. And I had a great dinner, and then we were just like, it's still light out because it's the summer, and it's like 8 o'clock, and it's still light out. So we drove around, and we found this place that's like, it just said like the 80s, 1980s experience or something.
I think I know this place.
Yeah.
Is it like almost 50% gift shop and 50% like photo
It's actually probably like
opportunity?
80% photo opportunity, 20% gift shop.
Okay. I think I've been to this.
I'm sure you have. And so they have tons of outfits and stuff that you can wear. You pay like $20 to $25, I don't remember, somewhere in there per person. And you get to pick out an outfit and dress up and then go into the like room full of like props and stuff to take photos. They had like just 80s stuff, like Rubik's cubes, like old like new Coke vending machine like that they had. They had a recreation of Ferris Bueller's bedroom, which is really cool actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I took a couple photos in there. They had the giant MTV logo with the spaceman. They had an
Switch on
80s Ferrari. They had the giant cell phones that you could like use as props. A big wall of TVs with static. It was just literally like, here's a place. That's like what tourism is now. Is here's a place in where you can take photos to put on Instagram, and that's our entire venue. And honestly, worth the money. It was fun.
It sounds like it'd be a good place to do like band photos.
Yeah, well, we just fucked around and had a great time. And it was awesome because there was literally no one there because it was Friday night, like the weekend of the May, I don't know, Memorial Day weekend. And so everything was open, but there weren't a lot of people there yet. You know, it was also raining that day too, so I don't think it was, rain that whole weekend. So not a great weekend to go out to the Dells. So, so we just had the entire place to ourselves, and it was awesome. They had a Mario room, where you could like jump on the blocks and stuff. I don't know. It was really cool. It was really stupid and fun.
Did they have a power glove you could wear?
No, they didn't. But they had all sorts of like outfit stuff. I had the sunglasses on a shirt that was way too tight. I'm looking it up. 1980s Wisconsin Dells. What is it called? Totally 80s. There it is. It's an attraction. Wow. Is that the full name? Hashtag FYP. Totally 80s. They really know their fucking thing. Anyway,
that's the For You page. For you olds out there.
Yeah, so we are FYP, so that's the name of the company actually that runs these places. So they actually have multiple locations, I'm assuming, or at least they're thinking of doing more than one. Anyway, they had like a Simpsons like couch thing you could get a photo in front of. I don't know. It was stupid, but also it was fun to take photos because there's no one else there, and I don't know. It seems like a really good business idea. People did say it's overpriced, which I guess it is because there's literally nothing there. But it is photo ops, and they did have an extensive I almost said warehouse. An extensive wardrobe of 80s era clothing. So, like, that's kind of part of it, is that you're, like, dressing up as well as taking photos and stuff. But I guess if you went to that, it'd be like, well, what is this attraction? But, like, for me, like, I don't know, $40 for the two of us. Like, we had a fun time for, like, an hour and a half. Like, I don't know. What more can you ask for at a tourist trap? Certainly,
it's like those, like, frontier pictures.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, except for that instead of them taking photos for you, you take your own photos with your camera. And you don't have to pay for the photos. Like, that's a good way of putting it. It really is like that's scary when you think about it. The old timey Western dress up photos is now wear a bunch of 1980s clothing dress up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had a chain. I wanted a fanny pack that didn't fit.
Cowboy time. I learned this from Back to the Future. Cowboy times is exactly as far from the 1980s as the 1980s is from now.
Mm. I think that's the 50s, but
right.
But yeah, well, the 1850s would kind of be cowboy times, but anyway, I would give them definitely like a recommendation. I mean, they're like they're just like Midwest's most Instagrammable place, is what they say. FOMO is real. Experience the 1980s. Flaunt your pose on social and tag us, and we'll put you on there. I mean, it was fun. I mean, I wasn't going to do it. We went in there because we just wanted to look at the gift shop. And they're like, do you want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. We're here. You guys are open for another hour and a half. Like, I don't know. It was fun. I had a great time. So shit like that's cool. And I want to shout them out because we had a fun time. And the people were really cool that were running it. They were both like helping us out find stuff. They had like a bunch of arcade machines too. But they weren't real ones. You know what they were.
Bummer.
They were arcade 1-up. But they had a Ninja Turtles thing. Like, yeah, I don't know. They just had like every 80s thing you could imagine. They had like a wall that you could take photos in front of, basically. They had a VHS wall, which was, just a destruction of a bunch of VHS tapes. An ET bike you could take a photo on. Anyway, big fan. That's where I got the Duff All Around, so I'm going to try it out. It smells like an orange sparkling water. It has 20 calories, though. Let's read the ingredients. So this has in it carbonated water, sugar, citric acid, natural flavor, potassium sorbate. Does it what sucralose? Okay, so it's got some fake sugar too. So it's real and fake sugar mixed. Yeah, tastes like a orange energy drink without caffeine because it doesn't have any bite. And it's got that
Delicious.
sucralose, like fake sugar, that like really sits on your tongue for a long time, and is almost a little sour. I mean, whatever. I'll sip it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you are going to pay a lot for it. I actually Googled it because I wanted to make sure they weren't gouging me too much with like $4.50 a can. That's what you can find it for on eBay. So I don't think they sell a lot of these. They sell these pretty much at like theme locations. So anyway, it's fun. You get to have fun. So.
It's mostly to have the can to put on your shelf.
Yeah, exactly. To have a can of Duff. Duff, not beer though. It's all around sparkling beverage, which I think is a thing that's referenced in the show at some point. Right?
I don't know. I just know Skittlebrow.
That's what Lauren called it. Yeah, $25 for a 6-pack here on Amazon. Yeah, you ain't getting this. Oh, Hy-Vee has it in stock nearby for $2.60 a can. So, and this place is selling it for $4 a can. So, yeah, you're not getting that. Duff Orange energy drink. Uh-oh. Oh, it's late.
Does it say taurine?
Oh God, I didn't see caffeine written on here, but now I'm worried.
Caffeine?
I don't. Let's see here. Give me a sec.
Might be a
Potassium
variant.
sorbate, sodium benzoate. That's bad. Magnesium citrate, inositol,
That's
which is
good.
another fake sugar. FDA Yellows 5, which is not a band. Niacinamide, so it's got vitamin B3. Red 40, also not banned. Calcium pantothenate. What? Oh, it's vitamin B3.
It'd be really weird if it had B vitamins but not caffeine.
I don't see caffeine listed. It's just B vitamins.
Huh.
So it also just says sparkling beverage, and I don't see caffeine content listed anywhere. I'm gonna go on their website. I'm gonna go on their website though.
Okay, there is a separate one.
Got
that
it.
is an energy drink, and it specifically says Duff energy drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, there's an energy drink, and there's one that says. Yeah, it's probably because this website called ArtSupplyWarehouse.com is selling them for $2.50 a can, and it says Simpsons Duff All Orange Energy Drink. Description: a refreshing caffeine-free carbonated drink.
Of course.
They're saying it's an energy drink because it has vitamin B vitamins,
Yeah.
which is an energy thing in a way.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you're deficient on B vitamins, it will energize
Yeah,
you.
it's the what was it, the Mad Men episode. I remember that when the doctor comes to the firm and has the B vitamin shots that all the execs get because that's like the thing, and it's just fucking amphetamines. You know, like, yeah, that's B vitamins there working. That's why you're all fucking running around the office. Anyway, so yeah, Duff Orange. It's not good. Not bad though. Just it's okay. It's like a watered down orange soda. That's what I would describe it as. So, but it is sippable, so you can't really argue with that. All right. Well, I've talked enough. Let's somebody else talk.
I
what's
also
Mecca?
have the same thing,
Ooh,
basically.
Clarbon,
the
citrus-
citrus Clarbon.
Nice. So you're on that Clarbon. You're not in the LaCroix.
I am seltzer agnostic. I just grab whatever I grab. The
All right.
real danger is if I'm going for the citrus blend and I accidentally grab the peach mango because it's like the same color. And that's
You're
just
not a big fan.
disgusting.
I had
Two disgusting flavors that are disgusting together.
Oh, I like both of those flavors, but
I hate them.
Lauren and
I'm
I
on
went.
Matt's side here.
I went to Costco, and they had the LaCroix pack, and the flavors that were in the LaCroix pack. I mean, it was all they had because Costco just has like you have one of LaCroix, and it's whatever they have. and like because they don't really do like tons of different options, so it's just the multi-pack. The multi-pack was limoncello, 12 cans, which is okay. I'm not a huge fan. It grew on me. Limoncello is just like vanilla lemon. It's based on the liqueur limoncello. It's all right. It actually did grow on me though. I thought I would hate it because I didn't before. And then they had whatever the French word is for watermelon, which is not good, but also grew on me. And then hibiscus, which we haven't gotten to yet. So we'll see how that tastes. Just like some weird flavors. Not the pamplemousse, the classic that everyone gets. Or like the cranberry. I don't know. Anyway. Sparkling water. TJ, what about you? What are you drinking on?
Water
down
kids,
Gatorade?
no, I probably should get a thing of water later, but no, one of my kids made me
I have to.
a milkshake made from vanilla ice cream and orange sherbet. It's basically just orange Julius. It was delicious.
Oh, you know what I
Nice.
had? So what we had earlier was, so we buy special drink, as we call it, which is the orange dreamsicle sprecher.
Oh, yep.
And then you mix that with ice cream. Incredible. It's orange dreamsicle float. Like, very good.
About a week ago, I still had one of my orange dreamsicle spreckers from one I bought like 2, maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I tried to drink it.
No.
It was just flat, and that being flat just isn't good.
So being flat, it would work in a float, but
Yeah.
drinking it straight's not good.
But I do like my floats to get some of the fluff from the fizz.
Yeah.
So
it's just less important in a float, I guess. You might be able to mask it in a float.
fair.
What else? Hack the menu. Speaking of, I went to Wendy's for some reason.
I haven't been to Wendy's in so long.
Yeah, I was picking up a friend on my way to play Pathfinder, and he was like, "Let's do Wendy's," because there's
Did
a
you get
Wendy's on
finger
the
chili?
way. What?
Did you get finger chili?
Did not get finger chili. I got, but they have an orange dreamsicle frosty right now. LTO.
Ooh.
That was really good too. So I'd recommend that if you get a chance. Pick up that LTO. Love to use the term LTO. Limited time offer.
I could tell.
Time
It makes me
offering.
feel like I'm part of the biz, you know. Just an
Yeah.
LTO. Anyway,
Sounds like some kind of
any other
stock
hack the menu
option.
stuff, TJ? Come on.
Yes. Okay, right now exclusively on the app, but listeners will just be able to get this because it'll be available by that point.
All right.
Taco Bell, because of course we're going to talk about Taco Bell.
Yep. Talking Taco Bell. It's our new podcast.
Currently,
Talkin Bell.
they
Yeah.
have 2
Taco
LTOs.
Bell.
Taco Bell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's
It
the
is.
episode title.
And with an apostrophe because it's Talk of the Bell.
Nice. I like it.
Yes. Okay. So currently there are 2 LTO items that are in preview, but starting I think on Tuesday they'll be available to the general public, not just through the app. And they are both 2 Cheez-It
oh yeah.
varieties. There is a Crunchwrap Supreme where they replace the tostada with a Cheez-It square, a large Cheez-It square. And then there's just a tostada where the Cheez-It square is your base.
Okay.
I had the Crunchwrap. I did just no tomatoes because their tomatoes are garbage. Although I have been eating tomatoes lately. God damn, if you get a good tomato, it's like sweet like a fucking apple. It's weird.
Mhm.
It's really weird.
You
But
can eat them like an apple with a little sprinkle of salt.
I literally, when we went to Mackinac Island for our honeymoon, we were on the ferry and some lady just pulled out a tomato and was eating it like an apple.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird. I don't like tomatoes. I don't like the texture, and tomato gives me heartburn like super easy. I don't know what it is. The acid in them just triggers my heartburn.
There's this place nearby where we get gyros, and the tomatoes there are just so good on it.
I do like a tomato on a gyro, like a
Yeah.
slice, but like a lot, it's too much. Like I can do a little bit of tomato.
But regardless, I ordered no tomatoes, and I added spicy ranch in addition to the sour cream on there, and it was okay, but the Cheez-It's not really. It's not made for this.
Yeah, it's like a corn puff, right?
Yeah, I don't
So it's
really like a Cheez-It.
gonna
It's
just
like
go
a
soggy
cracker.
immediately.
It's supposed to be a cracker, and it's
Oh no, yeah, I'm confusing Cheez-Its with like cheese puffs.
Yeah,
no,
Right.
correct.
yeah. This is more
Okay.
like a. It's like a wheat enriched like baked cheese product. That's
Okay,
that's
yeah.
what it is.
I
but
got the
it's-
right thing in my mind now.
Yeah,
It's
big
like a
cheese
goldfish
squares.
cracker, but as
Yeah.
a square.
Not really puffed. So
Sounds like it goes great with Mexican food.
It's the
It's-
weird thing that they did last year is like a real short-term thing, I think.
I mean,
like limited
so-
markets is like
some of their weird shit works, but
Yeah.
this I'd rather have the crispy corn thing. Or, if you're gonna give me a weird thing in the middle, go ahead and start doing flat Doritos Locos
Mm-hmm.
shit in there. Give me a Doritos Locos tostada in there, and I'm home. I'm home free. In fact, with the with the Crunchwrap, I think the fiery would be the way to go. Back where they had the fiery Doritos Locos Taco. But otherwise, it was a Crunchwrap.
mm.
It's okay.
I do love a Crunchwrap. Let's see Taco Bell UK. Let's see what they got going on. What do you think they got?
That's a good question.
Mutton and beans.
Crispy
Mutton and
chicken
beans
burrito
Crunchwrap.
deluxe box. Comes with churros, crunchy taco, fries, drink, and crispy chicken burrito.
I'm going to the Japan website, so
Okay. Combos: Pepsi Max, crispy chicken burrito deluxe. It's actually a lot of the same stuff. Cheese gordita crunch, beefy melt burrito, naked chicken taco. They still have. Remember
yeah,
that?
that I liked that.
Is
Like
that the one where the tortilla is made of chicken?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that greasy
Chalupa
mess.
Supreme, quesadilla, taco supreme. Yeah, they pretty much have the same stuff here. They have everything called a volcano burrito, which I'm assuming is just a. It looks just like a beef and rice burrito.
Fuck
with
you,
hot-
Japan.
They don't have Taco
That's
Bell.
no. There's some fucking awesome stuff here.
Okay.
Mm.
They have a Chocodilla, which is a chocolate quesadilla,
Oh wow.
and then
So
they
is
also
there like a tube of molten chocolate inside of it?
not a tube. It's a
Like
Um,
a chocolate core?
think Pepperidge Farm those chocolate cookie things. That's kind of the way.
Nice.
They also have cinnamon Studa, which is like they look like cinnamon nacho chips, and then just a
Yeah.
slight drizzle of chocolate on it.
I see that.
And it's just 220 yen. That's freaking cheap.
I mean, Taco Bell is universally fairly cheap, but
Yeah.
so
What
they
do
also
have
have. I see a
food-wise?
beef cheese core burrito.
What?
That is like burrito inception. There's a
Oh,
cheese and
jeez.
chips burrito with a beef and rice burrito out, like wrapped around the outside of it. What specials they have? Beef crunch wrap. Yeah, again, they have a crispy chicken chickster, which is
Yeah.
a crunch wrap but with a crispy chicken. That's interesting that Taco Bell seems to have like worldwide seems to have like
it's
weird
more-
crispy
yeah.
chicken stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we get that everywhere though. You know what I mean? So
Pizza Hut was the one that has the really weird stuff. Different countries, like their Indian locations versus their like the Japanese
McDonald's
location
has
still
some
has the
specific menu items
Mhm.
too, especially for like India where they don't serve beef. They get creative.
so Taco Bell China, I'm trying to find. That would be really weird, but I don't see their website. It says they launched in 2017, so I don't see their website. There's an imgur of it, and it looks pretty much the same. You know, I mean, well, how different can you? There are some weird looking shit in here, but
yeah.
I see some like pineapple salsa here. I don't know. They got some shit, but hard to tell. Do you think they got Panda Express in China? Did you imagine?
I heard
that?
China actually owns all Panda Expresses globally, and they rent them out to zoos.
Is there a Taco Bell in Mexico? No. There's a Vice article about how Taco Bell has failed.
Yeah, they tried. It didn't work out.
It's not the right palate. Even if they try to market it as American food.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got Taco Bell Iceland.
Iceland?
Yeah.
What do they got?
That's taking a while to load.
Okay.
They do a lot of lamb in Iceland.
Okay. Oh, dude, Taco Bell's website has us right here. So let's just go through this because this Taco Bell Iceland website's probably loading some sort of virus.
Oh, probably.
Okay, so they have 15 delicious reasons to visit Taco Bell around the world. Fun fact, there are close to 300 Taco Bells outside the U.S. They are in 26 countries around the world. Number 1, chicken tiki masala burrito, India.
Oh, hell yeah.
It looks
that sounds
so good.
fucking sweet.
It's rice, chicken, tiki masala sauce, and what looks to be like some sort of onion chutney. Onion.
If I'm remembering correctly, tikka masala is an American invention
Yes.
too.
Tandoori mayo.
Oh.
No, it says traditional Indian dish, and so it's not American. I believe it's English, and then they brought it to India, and then it became popular there.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Oh, dude, Korea, kimchi quesadilla. So it's a quesadilla,
that
but
sounds
with
good.
kimchi in it.
I just don't like pickling and fermenting. It's just not flavors I like.
So
So
good.
I get it,
Makes
but
your
it's not
tummy
me.
happy.
So Spain is all about small shareable food items called tapas. With this in mind, the Choco Marsh is basically a mini dessert. It's a dessert crunch wrap filled with marshmallow and melted chocolate. So it's like a s'more quesadilla.
It's a s'more quesadilla.
Mhm.
Oh, jeez.
Taco Bell Japan has a shrimp and avocado burrito.
Not currently.
Well, I know this is
Yeah,
article.
at the
I don't know
time.
where this
Sounds good.
article's from, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't. Of course, they don't have a date on this. So, gordita with fries and tzatziki sauce, Cyprus. So it's basically just a gyro
Mm-hmm.
because it looks exactly like a gyro. Because the gordita is flatbread, basically. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Doritos Locos Nachos in Dominican Republic. That is just Doritos instead of chips. So not really that exciting, but
I like Doritos used for nachos.
Spain, Korea, Japan, United Kingdom, and India all offer alcohol, beer specifically.
And we just got the Cantina locations,
Yes,
which there's one near me.
Spain
Or at
has
least
the
one.
taco pizza, which is the Mexican pizza's bigger brother. It is 3 tostadas layered with different things on each thing. So it's salsa, cheese, tomatoes, sour cream, cheese, beef. Oh, that's pretty good. Taquito Lupita. Fried flour tortilla with cinnamon sugar and vanilla ice cream and dulce de leche. So, Cyprus has the Banurito. This is amazing sounding. Fresh banana, coated with Nutella, wrapped it in a toasted tortilla, drizzled in chocolate sauce and rainbow sprinkles. Sounds amazing.
All right.
That is so much sweetness.
It sounds amazing though. Chocodilla, of course,
Mhm.
which is in a million locations. Guatemala, Costa Rica, Colombia. Oh, hey, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica. Those aren't that far to
No,
travel.
they aren't.
United Kingdom, Spain. Anyway, Guatemala is known as the birthplace of chocolate. So, thank you, Guatemala, for making this delicious thing. Loaded fries, which I think we actually have now. It's just nacho fries with a bunch of shit on it, beef and cheese and sour cream, which I think we have now, right?
There's a version of it with another new sauce, kind of like like we had that truff sauce the one time. What is it
Yeah.
now? I should just look it up on the app. 'cause
Yeah. So
It's easier.
number 13, beefy cheddar Cheetos Crunch Wrap slider. So it's like a mini Crunch Wrap with Cheetos.
That was a lot of words.
There's a
Uh-huh.
lot of words.
Trouble parsing.
Mm-hmm. Fiesta Fries burrito. Available in Chile and Costa Rica. And barbecue pork quesadilla in United Kingdom, which actually looks pretty good. That's like pulled pork quesadilla.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So Taco Bell. I looked up Taco Bell corporate jobs. Unfortunately, I couldn't find. I think they're in California. So.
Oh, it was the secret aardvark nacho fries what we had this last time. It is currently done. As they're starting to roll up the Cheez-Its, but I think the nacho fries are going to stick around for a little bit longer, at least just by themselves. I really miss the buffalo chicken nacho fries burrito. That thing fucking rocked.
Yeah.
Oh, I got so fat off those though. I did eat way too many of those. This is during my time still up in the UP. So
they have two locations, corporate locations. They're in Irvine, California, and Woking, England.
That makes sense.
These are like the kind of jobs I could get.
Yeah, you have food
I know.
industry experience.
If I can help them with their like food manufacturing and like buying and shit. So, but I couldn't find anything, and also I'd probably have to move to California. Which honestly, you know, Irvine, California, probably not the worst place to live in the world. A little more expensive than here, but
yes, I was gonna say you better hope it comes with a substantial pay bump.
I'm sure
moving from the Midwest.
Yeah. Anyway, or you can move to England. Taco Bell, England. Taco Bell, UK, mate.
Taco Bell, Yorkshire.
So you guys continue talking about whatever you want to talk about. I have to open
brown
this
muck
fan.
or whatever they talk about on the technical
You have to what?
difficulties.
I have to open this fan because it's getting hot in this room.
Yeah.
Because I have the door shut, and this room gets very warm.
Yeah, that is completely understandable.
Because it's a small room, my computer's running, and also my ants back there have heating cable, which also keeps them warm. So it's
how are they doing?
Good. Still got my 2 colonies. The Tetramorium immigrants, what are they? Pavement ants. The ones that are really tiny that you see a million of. There's a million of them. They're terrifying because there's so many.
Yeah.
And they sting, and it hurts. And I got stung by one the other day when I was cleaning out their water dish. I actually must have had one hitch a ride on me, and it got caught in like my arm. And it stung. And woo! It's not bad. I would say it's like maybe because they're tiny. I mean, they're like 2 millimeters. But I would say it's like probably like maybe a tenth of a bee sting.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a sting for those little guys. I'm trying to keep you alive. So I don't know why you're stinging me. Just because I accidentally crush you. This is good audio right now.
Yeah, yeah. It's.
I like how your microphone's pointed the opposite direction of your face.
Well, I backed up right now, so
Yeah.
if I move up, it's right where the audio is going, but I might need to go up a little bit. But anyway, yeah, this is my fan. My old one died.
Oh, so now that's your only fan.
Get out.
Like the website.
Get the fuck out.
We support sex workers here. You know, if
Yes.
that's what you
Sometimes
do.
directly.
Yeah, sex work is real work. We support that here on the Born in the 80s podcast.
Okay. My power outage that happened.
Oh, geez, what happened?
So power went out because we had that storm, Matt. Remember that storm?
Yes. A lot of trees fell down.
And very many people in Madison. They had 40,000 customers without power for a while.
Oh, really?
I was one of those. And we went out Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And I got power back Thursday about 6 a.m. So had to throw out everything in my fridge. Use the opportunity to bleach. I mean, not everything. Obviously, the cans of soda and stuff are fine. But, you know, all your dairy, meat, eggs, milk. Oh, that's dairy. But I'm talking about the yogurts and whatnot as well. So butter's okay, you know, because that can be shelf stable for a while. Because it's so high fat. I'm trying to think of what else we had. Oh, some sauces kept. Your mustards, they're going to be fine.
Oh, they're all vinegar and sugar.
Well, it's
That's
like,
fine.
and it was, probably above safe temp for, 20 hours, 25, 30 hours, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you could leave a bottle of ketchup out on the counter overnight and it's not really going to do anything. But almost everything else went. So that sucked. Really did. Freezer was good. Luckily. So I read up all about this. When your power goes out, your fridge, you got about 4 to 6 hours before it gets above safe temp. Even then, you probably be able to keep most stuff, but meat, throw away. Meat's too dangerous. And dairy as well, but you can do the sniff test with dairy because you could leave a thing of milk out on the counter for a while and put it back in the fridge. It'll be fine. Because milk, milk's pasteurized. Everything should be dead in it. So with milk, if something grows in it, it's not going to be anything that's going to be dangerous. It's just going to make it taste and smell bad. So as long as it smells fine and looks fine, it's fine.
And if it tastes and smells bad, you still cook. It's still safe to drink. It's just nasty to do so.
Exactly.
It's better to cook with at that point.
Correct. At that point, you have buttermilk.
Yeah.
Or at least something similar. So it was fine. It wasn't that bad. The freezer was the real thing because I had just gone to Costco, as I had mentioned, and I had a freezer full of fucking shit. So, and Costco food, so I don't know. So try to get my fridge working. I was desperate because you got about 48 hours on a freezer if it's full, which mine was full. Because the freezer is just basically a giant, super
cooler.
Awesome ice box.
Yep.
That keeps things cold, like on purpose, because it doesn't want to lose energy and have to keep the freezer part running. So so the more full it is, the more cold stuff it has to maintain the coldness. So, if your freezer's full, you got about 48 hours. That was true. I had a bottle of water that I had in there that was sideways, and then you can tell if it unfroze because then the water level will not be this way; it'll be this way because it had unfrozen and frozen. So that was fine. Everything else was still frozen when I opened it, so I was like, sweet. Like it probably got a little warm, but freezers keep food really cold, like 15 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that.
Depends on your freezer. Sometimes
it's pretty cold though. It's
some freezers are like 8 Fahrenheit.
It's really cold, and the unsafe temp is like 41. So you got a long ways to go. Whereas in a fridge, you're keeping stuff about like 36 to 40. So once that goes, it goes. Like it's gonna get unsafe temp immediately. So you got like 4 to 6 hours. So that was fun. No, but so I was desperate. So I went to the Ace Hardware and bought a. So I have the yard tools of the Ego variety, and so I have these huge fucking batteries that I use to do my snowblower and my string trimmer. And I was like, I wonder if I could use this to power something because they sell like those Jackery like power things. I'm like, I've got the fucking battery, and they do. And it was a 400 watt continuous 800 watt peak power thing that you could just plug the battery into, and then it's got one slot and I think a couple USB-C ports or USB ports, and I think one C and one A, so you could charge shit off of it. So I was like, well, at least I could charge shit. And I was like, but I could probably plug my fridge into this. And I looked up on Reddit, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe, because the fridge, 800 watts peak is about what a fridge does when the compressor's on. The borderline? Nah, not mine. Plugged it in. It started working. Compressor kicked on. Immediately turned off. I was like, God damn it. So it was drawing more than the battery could give. But I mean, it was expensive. It was $150 for the inverter. But now I have something to take camping.
Nice.
I mean, I got the batteries. The batteries are super expensive anyway. Those batteries are like $100 a piece. So, like, I got the little inverter. So now
you could probably run a mini fridge off that, no problem.
Definitely mini fridge for sure. But like,
you're taking it camping.
Well, I was even talking about like even camping and stuff, but like even just outside, we don't have outlets outside because our house is old and it wasn't required by code in the 70s when it was built. And I could pay to have someone put them in, and maybe I will eventually. The idea is if we're hanging out in the backyard or something, and I want like a fan, just like a desk fan or something. There you go. Or plug in a laptop outside, you know. That'll run for a few hours with that thing. I mean, I got the fucking batteries anyway. And now I'm like, should I get like a solar thing? Like I don't know. Not having power for like 2.5 days really gets you for a loop, because you're like,
Yeah.
if I had like a solar thing, I could charge my phone at home at least, you know, and have like a light on, you know.
I have a real cheap solar panel from Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
So if you want to just start messing around with solar stuff, that's
Go to
a
Harbor
good
Freight.
option right there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, because the idea is that I could hook that up to the like battery thing I have, and then just start charging those batteries, not via the power in the garage, but via solar. And I'm like, and then I could like charge things using those instead of like using my grid. And then I'm like getting free energy, and it sounds really cool now that I'm talking about it. You know, like, I don't know, but I mean, that's one thing that Tesla does that is still pretty cool, but who knows if they'll continue, is the solar installations that they would do. So Tesla will do solar roofs and solar panels, and then they have the power wall, which they make as well, which you can build into your house, and then that will store power in a battery. So what the idea is then, so you can basically go zero power. So during peak load at night, it runs off the battery, and during the day it runs off the solar. So that way you're not ever drawing power from the grid during peak times. They're really cool. They're really smart, like, setup things. But the idea too is your power can go out and you've got battery backup for like 8 hours or something, which obviously not enough. But if that happened to you, you could turn everything off but the fridge, you know, and extend that quite a ways. You know, anything you needed to, like me, I have a CPAP, so sleeping was not fun without it. So what I did was I went to crash at people's houses for a couple days. It was either that or get a hotel. Like, fuck, man.
Or you get one of those steam-powered CPAPs.
Yeah, give me that.
But then you got to wake up every once in a while and she'll
Put the
pull
coal
into
back
it,
in. Yeah, that's a lot of work. But I get my little portable guy can run the CPAP as well. So that's my whole time.
You're gonna go full prepper.
It's, dude, like, power outages. Like, I've never had a power outage last that long, and like, dude, Madison. Oh man, fucking subreddits are the worst. I was in the Madison subreddit complaining about it, and then people are just like, it was a massive event, and like, there wasn't even a fucking tornado. Like, could you imagine if a tornado went through town? Like, they'd be completely fucked. Like this was bad. Obviously, we had very large sustained straight line winds of like 60, 70 mile an hour, you know, for some areas. Sure, that's bad. That's going to cause that. But that happens during a tornado as well as the tornado itself. Like, and so, you know, and of course nobody wants to hear that because everyone on Reddit is a pedant that defends any corporation ever. And it's like, why are you defending MG&E, the fucking monolithic power corporation that continues to raise our rates all the time?
Yeah.
Like
The literal only option we have for power.
And it's like, one, they could bury lines, or do better tree trimming, which I haven't seen them out doing the tree trimming yet this season. You know, like, they just weren't prepared for this, and that's it. Like, sorry, I know it was a massive event, but you have to prepare for these events. Like, disaster preparedness should be part of their planning, and they weren't. To be fair to them, they did get everyone, including like the single homes, done by the weekend. And so like the single homes, those people were fucked. Like, if you had your house was out, you're last on the list. Like, I was part of,
they prioritize by like population
correct,
density.
Correct. I was part of a 60. Well, they do hospitals and stuff and schools, like infrastructure things first, and then they go to the largest house, like, blocks they're out. So I was part of 60 houses. I know exactly why our power went out, because down the street there was a tree on a power line that I called them, and they, to their credit, they had somebody out within 4 hours to like cordon off the area. The person, I blame our power getting restored slowly with the person that lives at that house, because they weren't home, because there's so many people in Madison, particularly in the neighborhoods like mine, that own homes and don't live in them because they're old, and they just own a home in Madison and they go live in another home, And it's like, yeah, anyway.
I'm going to need you to write down a list of these homes
Yep.
I know,
and exactly when they'll be not there.
Exactly. I mean, it's a lot of retirees in my neighborhood, which is really funny because our neighborhood is either people like my age or retirees. Because the retirees are selling their houses. And I bought my house from retirees.
Yeah.
Like, it's just how it is. And they're fucking the worst people. Because they're making massive amounts of money. Because they bought their house for like fucking $20,000 in 1980.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they're selling it for $450,000.
That's like
You're bumming
much
me
more
out,
than-
man.
That's like much more than inflation. It's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable. The houses.
Yeah.
Madison's particularly bad, though.
Yeah.
Like it's bad everywhere, but Madison's really bad because there's just not enough homes.
Everyone wants to come back and live there after going to school there.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. I mean, it's just that it's like the only place in Wisconsin to want to go. Like
Yeah.
that in Milwaukee. Where else are you going to live in Wisconsin? There's nothing else anywhere,
No.
unfortunately.
There's
And then people don't
always
like
the
Milwaukee
Dells.
because there's crime. And that's a code word not for crime, but for something else.
Wink, wink, wink,
Yep.
wink, wink, wink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Here's the thing. You go to a place that has 1,000 people. If there's one robbery, that has much more crime than Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shh. Shh.
Learn per capita, bitches.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like,
Ah.
I know.
Don't use your
Yeah.
math powers on us.
Anyway, so yeah. Good luck buying a home. If you haven't already, you're fucked.
Yep. I am.
I mean,
I'm gonna get one of
That's it.
those shipping container homes.
unless something drastic happens in the market, which I hope it doesn't, because I bought a house. Although,
Mhm.
I mean, my house is worth like almost $200,000 more than I bought it for. So
If the housing
If the market
crashed,
even
does
crashed
it
a
really
little.
affect you? Isn't
No.
it good for you if your home value goes down so you pay less in
Only
taxes?
for property taxes, but he's
only
still
for
paying on the
property
house.
taxes, which is a very small amount that I pay. So I think I
Yeah.
pay something like less than 10 grand a year in property taxes versus the probably $1,200 a month times
14.4.
yeah. So like yeah. So it's I guess it's pretty significant, but
Yeah.
even so, it's not like it would go away. It would just
But-
be 8,000 a year instead of 10,000 a year.
But yeah, I mean the 14.4. Some of that money is going into
Well, the money
Fuck,
goes
I know the
into
word.
owning the house.
owning the house. Yeah, exactly. It goes into I know the word. I can't
equity.
think of it. Equity.
Correct. So versus rent, where you're giving the equity to the person who owns the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just literally throwing money down a hole.
Uh-huh.
Except at the bottom of the hole is somebody who has more money than you, who's just getting more and more.
As I
And
think
is supposed to take care of the property. But
Supposed-
a lot of
supposed to
these-
is doing a lot of work there.
yes.
Yeah. If only all of our state representatives weren't also landlords.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
only that wasn't allowed, then maybe some of that would be enforced.
Yeah. I think a couple things Madison could do. I mean, a lot of things Madison can do is just they straight up build more apartments. There's just not enough. But two,
Well, they're building them. It's just high-end bullshit apartments.
correct.
That
Well,
nobody's
that'll
gonna
make
be
the
able to
that'll
afford.
make the crappier apartments cheaper. But yes, I know what you're saying. It's not as
Not if
good.
they're bulldozing them.
No, I agree. You're right.
Mhm.
I'm saying it in theory, any amount will help. But what would help even more would be specifically getting affordable housing built. But the other thing would just be, honestly, getting condos. Putting more condos up. Because a condo is ownership. So rather than renting, yes, you're only owning what is equivalent to like an apartment, but you own the actual unit. They need
Yeah.
more of that instead of that, because those are way more affordable. Because when you're looking at a condo, you're looking at, a condo not downtown, but a condo in the Monona area is going to be, $175,000, for a like a pretty big, like 2-bedroom, two bedroom, 2 bath, or 1.5 bath at least condo. And that's, something you can build equity, because the value will go up like anywhere, and then you can sell it when you move and make that money back rather than anyway. And the other thing too, well, the real estate thing that happened. I don't know if you knew about the realtor thing that happened, the legal case about the monopoly. No. So realtors have always charged a 6% commission, and that's just what it is. You know, and you go to any realtor, it's 6%. Yeah, that was the SEC deemed that unconstitutional monopoly, or not a monopoly. What is it? Collusion or whatever between all the realty companies.
Trust.
Yeah, something like that. So now they are not allowed to do that anymore. So now realtors are supposed to compete with each other for commission, which does not help people buying houses. It just helps people selling houses. But in theory, maybe more people will want to sell their house because the commission will be lower, but not really. It just fucks realtors over, to be honest. But it was fucky because a house buyer does not pay commission. It's the seller that pays the commission. So it does not help buyers. Anyway, it just sucks. It just really sucks. Like, I could not afford the house that I live in now on my same salary. And my salary has gone up a significant amount since 2018 when we bought the house. But, 6 years of pay bumps does not equal an additional, what is 20% of 200,000?
40,000.
40,000 in down payment? Like, come on. No. I would not have saved up $40,000 in 6 years. Anyway. It's fucked. The world is fucked. No one will be able to own anymore. That is the next stage of capitalism. Yay. The removal of ownership.
Oh, feudalism. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically.
It's quite literally. I watched a Mother's Basement video he put out today about anime that you can't watch anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not on any streaming services anymore.
You call it like the death of legacy anime or something.
Yeah, they're all consolidating. So it's like, well... And he lives in Canada, so like Fooly Cooly, it's only on Hulu now, which I guess you can't get in Canada. So I was like, well, I can't watch that anymore. Hope I had the Blu-rays. I bought the Blu-ray. Of course, he showed a One Piece clip, so you know what you can do if you can't buy it legally.
Yep.
I have no idea what you're...
One Piece is an anime about sailing the open oceans to fight off other... privateers in the ocean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Finding.
Yeah, I'm a software privateer. That makes it sound classier.
Anyway,
I'm a software acquisition specialist.
No, but I mean, like, it's kind of crazy. The list I had was like Eureka 7 is not available on any streaming service. I put a list. My list is literally called Anime to Pirate. Well, I can't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Tenchi Muyo, Full Metal Alchemist, Non-Brotherhood Edition, and not available anywhere anymore. Escaflowne. It's mostly stuff from the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
A lot of them do have, so like Inuyasha, you can watch the Japanese dub, but the English dub, nah. Rights for that, good luck. So pirate that. There's no English dub. Actually, I think you can buy that one on Amazon Prime. Buy the video, but I don't like buying digital videos.
Yeah, because that's just as bad as renting, because they can just pull it anytime.
Correct.
There's no ownership level
there.
Yeah,
it's kind of bullshit. Like buying, it's insane. Like, I don't know what happened where we got there, where we did. Because for some reason for music, you can buy MP3s, and those are DRM free.
Yeah.
But videos, no. DRM only.
Mm-hmm.
I was buying stuff on Apple Video or Apple on iTunes would be to watch on my Apple TV, that's all encrypted. It was funny because you can download it on iTunes and it's like .mp4. I'm like, wow, I can watch this. No, it's encrypted.
Yep.
Can't watch that anywhere. You gotta have iTunes.
You can convert that pretty easily.
Yeah, so I looked up how to do that because I was like, I bought this, I own this, I want to watch it on my Plex server. So fuck you. I'm not watching it through your goddamn app.
Yeah.
So. On a tangent, on a related but tangential note, because I've got my Jellyfin server I've been setting up and whatnot. I want to talk about your philosophy. You got your Blu-rays, you got your DVDs and whatnot. Special features on movies.
Yep.
How do you go about doing it? What's your thoughts?
I don't rip them.
You don't bother? Okay.
I can't. So I haven't been. So
but...
Jellyfin, I don't know what that uses, but Plex uses like the movie database, and there's a Plex database as well. They don't do special features, so I'd have to manually name everything and put it in folders, and it's just too much work. And I still have the discs in storage.
Yeah.
So if I really want to watch the special features, I have them. Some stuff I will rip, because some TV show special features will be on Plex. So on TVDB, they'll have like a season 0, which is specials, and a lot of stuff will be on there. So I can put those.
I've been manually like doing like as a season 100 for things like that, just to kind of get it.
There are definitely ways to do that, and I have ripped stuff like that. So if something I really like, DVD commentaries, I will always rip because it's really easy just to add an extra audio track.
Yeah, I've been doing that.
Subtitle tracks.
I've been doing some subtitle tracks, some audio tracks. I won't do like all languages because it's not worth doing the Spanish and French.
I only do English.
But I'll do the Japanese for people who want the original experience for anime.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Get ready to have fun with TV shows that don't have subtitle figured out. So on my Evangelion rips that I have, which are the quasi pirated version, because it's the HD rip, but with the DVD audio, so it has the original English audio, the ADV dub. So somebody just married those two together, which is what I wanted, because I have the DVD copies, but I wanted them in high res. So that has it's called ASS.
Okay.
American Signs and Songs. So in a lot of anime, the dub is not baked in. So they'll have text that shows up in Japanese, and the subtitle file is where that is stored. And so there is a subtitle track specifically just for signs and for songs, like the intro and outro songs, where they show the Japanese words that show the English translation. And those exist. So sometimes you have to rip those, and you can either bake them in with a burn-in, which is always difficult to choose because you want that to burn in. Did you pick the right track to burn in?
Yeah.
It's really annoying. It's the biggest nightmare. So my policy is just rip all English subtitle files, because I do MKVs. So everything's in one file. I don't have multiple subtracks in a folder.
Yeah.
And then I just play it, and then if there is a subtitle track that's supposed to be the burn-in track, I just set that one in Plex. You can set for it to run a default track to run for that file, and so that's just how I do it. And
Handbrake is so nice for that.
Yes.
Handbrake is so nice.
Handbrake is incredible, and I use Make MKV to rip. You can rip directly in Handbrake, I think.
Yeah, you can rip directly in Handbrake.
But then I bought Make MKV because Handbrake doesn't use Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And Make MKV breaks Blu-ray encryption.
And there's some DVDs that have encryption I got to deal with, so Make MKV does the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But Make MKV is free for DVDs, but Blu-rays you have to pay them. And guess what you pay them? Do you pay them a subscription fee?
No,
you pay them one time, like a $40 or $50 fee.
Worth it.
And it was definitely worth it. Like, I fucking own ownership. God damn it. Fuck off, everyone.
The exact thing you talk about for your Evangelion, that's what I dealt with for Persona 4 the animation. The first time I did it because I wanted.
You'll rip it all and you'll be like, "Oh, this is great,and then you're like, what's wrong with this?" It's
it was
something.
before I had Make It MKV and whatnot. I was getting it from the library, and I just wanted to kind of make DVDs for my kids to watch on their DVD player in the room.
Sure.
I did a single track and I just burned in, what you call the ASS. I forget what I've named them because I didn't know that was the term.
Could be ESS. Probably English.
No, it just called it English. It didn't have a thing. I just called it something like translation of on-screen text or something like that. But yeah, I had that burned in. Unfortunately, it's changed my defaults to want to force burn in every time, so I just have to uncheck it every time for whatever I'm doing.
So the force burn in check actually is okay to leave on all the time. So it only forces burn in when it detects a track is marked as a burn in track.
Okay. I still don't force it
so
anymore.
many tracks are not listed correctly as force burn in tracks, and also burn in for what language?
Which is why I don't bother. At least with the anime I've been doing, I'm like, okay, so it's got an English, it's got
Because you don't want burn-in for anime, because you want the English version
never-
without subtitles, and then you want the
Yeah.
Japanese version with subtitles. So you never want
exactly.
burn-in. It's
Yeah,
a
so-
nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare.
Persona 4 the animation, they have they have the ASS, the ESS, or whatever you want to call it. They have the subtitles, which are the direct translation of the Japanese. They do not have true closed captioning, which I wish they had. Why won't they do true closed captioning on the English? But that's a nitpick. It's not that big a deal for me.
Yeah.
And but the other track that they have is there's actually commentary tracks on this. The Japanese directors
Really?
and the crew that made it have
And
commentary
they
on
have
it.
subtitles in English.
They have subtitles in English.
I've seen that
which
with
is
a couple of videos as well.
awesome. But yeah, I love doing commentary tracks on stuff.
Me too.
I can't wait until I get my Lord of the Rings set. I'm gonna finally dig out my box and I'm gonna go through everything.
So this one's fun. So these Lord of the Rings extended edition Blu-rays.
Yep.
Multiple discs per movie.
Yes. Same thing for the other one.
So it makes it really difficult.
DVD.
So at least Plex makes it easy.
How did they not fit it on a single disc for Blu-ray
I have no clue.
per movie?
I don't know. They did not do
You know what?
dual layer.
I know why. They just ported the DVD and just didn't bother
Yeah, I'm sure.
because the DVDs were double disc per
Yeah.
movie.
I'm sure. Yeah, they just had it already cut into
Yeah.
two. Because a Blu-ray holds like 20 gigs. There's no way
Yeah.
a movie in 1080p takes up that much space.
No.
Or
not
no,
at all.
they hold 30 gigs. Sorry.
Yeah.
So the thing is, they probably have tons of different languages in different. Because what takes up the most space when you rip something, this is lessons for anyone that's looking into rip, is audio tracks in multiple languages. Audio tracks take up a load of space, especially if you're doing lossless like 5.1.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
be careful choosing your audio tracks. So typically when I have multiple audio tracks, I will pick the stereo lossless to 5.1 AC3 and then a stereo mix as well, because that doesn't take up much space, and that's for devices that can't translate 5.1 to stereo. And then for non-American language tracks, I always just do the stereo.
Yeah.
Because I don't need a 5.1 Japanese version. Like, it would be the best, but I need to save space.
Yeah.
Those Dragon Ball
that's
Z Kai
completely fair.
episodes, I had them initially ripped, and they were like something like 3 gigs an episode or something.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Because they had a 5.1 Japanese, 5.1 English, and I was like, I can't have this. And so they're now about like, I think they're in 1080p, but they're like 800 megs an episode now, which is way more doable, especially when
more
there's
reasonable.
160 episodes of a show.
I'm not super excited for what I get to. I mean, at least I'm doing DVDs, so I'm saving on video.
Yeah. I can't do DVDs anymore.
I don't have the Blu-rays though.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a 4K TV?
No.
Yeah, you wait. DVDs look great.
I know.
On a 1080p TV.
They
on a
look
4K
garbage
TV,
on 4K. Yeah.
Ooh, it's bad. So you bet you have to. This is a thing I learned, is that different TVs and different devices will have better or worse standard definition fixing
Support.
So if I watch it on my, if I watch Plex on my Roku stick, it looks significantly worse watching standard def content than if I watch it directly through my TV Plex app through Google TV, because Google TV has AI AI picture enhancement from standard definition, and it actually looks pretty good. So you got to figure out what device you're running it on then if you're using standard def, and it still is so noticeable at 4K. And it's like, fuck, man, I have all these DVDs.
But you talk
That's
about
why you should never upgrade anything.
You talk about the audio track, just makes me realize that the Lord of the Rings extended versions have 4 commentary tracks. But 2-channel. I'm good. 2-channel.
I was about to say you put those commentary tracks as like the stereo down mix.
Yeah.
Then the audio from the movie won't sound as good, and you're
gives
not
a shit?
listening
You're
to
not
that
listening to
anyway.
that.
You're listening to the commentary part. And then I was talking to Lauren about this because I forget where we were. I forget we were watching something, but I was like, man, I want to get a new house already because I want a room that can be a movie theater room. Like that's a thing that I think that I most want is to build a home theater. Because I can't really get like, can I build surround sound in the living room? Not really, because the couch is a sectional L shape. So the person, it would work for the people sitting in the back of it. The person sitting in the front, like, they're not going to get the positional. I don't know.
Your life sounds hard.
I know. But home theater setups have gotten so much better though, because like before you'd have to get projectors to get the screens the size that you need, but now like you get 85-inch TVs that are not break the bank expensive. They're very expensive. They're like $3,000,
Yes.
but that was what a projector cost, and a projector would cost $3,000 and have a $1,500 bulb you'd have to replace every 1,000 hours of uptime. So they were really expensive, and they still looked bad because they wouldn't be as bright, and the black is the color you get is the color of the background you're projecting on. It needs to be like whatever perfect white or whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever the projector screen is. So yeah.
The best thing about those fancy TVs is that in like 3 years, when the backlight goes out, I'm going to get it for free.
True. You can replace the backlight?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I don't know about some of the newer technologies where it's like individual backlighting for separate sections, but definitely all of the maybe pre-4K.
This is the future
ones.
we're moving to. Like self-repair stuff. Like that's because these companies just keep building shit that is not serviceable.
Look, they're already pushing us into the cyberpunk dystopia. We might as well embrace it.
I mean, we have like BMW having car features that you have to pay a subscription to access.
Yeah.
Like they have not in the US, but they rolled it out somewhere. I think it was heated seats. You have to pay a subscription fee. Your car has them.
Because it's cheaper just to install all of them the same.
Uh-huh. Yeah, wait.
Stupid.
We don't want to build two different seat types. But in the non-luxury version, you have to pay monthly for the access to that feature. Fucking Tesla does that shit. At least with Tesla's full self-driving that they make you pay extra for, that's like a significant software download to get the stuff on there. Like, it has all the cameras and shit it needs to do the full self-driving built in. It's not you're upgrading that, but like you're paying for the software, and updates that are continually being pushed out. But like a fucking heated seat, what updates are getting pushed out for that? Like what ongoing service are they doing that is worth the subscription fee? And I think actually with Tesla, you just pay a one-time fee to unlock that feature. It isn't even a subscription fee. It's a lot. I think it's like $10,000 or something. And it doesn't transfer with ownership. So if you sell the car used, it will not have that license. Oh, it's fucking the world is like capitalism is a fucking nightmare.
Yep.
And anyone that defends it is what is it? Temporarily embarrassed millionaire.
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck off. No one should defend capitalism ever.
Look, John, if we rein the stuff in, then when I'm a billionaire, it's gonna make things harder for me.
Sure.
Yep.
Anyway, fuck people, man. God.
So I am fiending for something, and I want to talk to you boys, and I guess to the listeners about 2 weeks from now. I keep wanting to dip my toes back into the Archipelago multi-world game world, and there's so many fucking games that are compatible with this, either directly or unofficially. And so
Can you
go to
explain
Discord.
what Archipelago is?
Okay, so Archipelago is the idea of, so a bunch of games have these modifications called randomizers, where you could take a bunch of in-game items, in-game events, in-game bonuses, in-game whatever, and mix them all up. An Archipelago multi-world randomizer says, I'm going to take these X number of games and shuffle the items between all the games.
Mm-hmm.
You can either have like one person just doing all the games, or you can have multiple people doing it. And I've been wanting to do one of these, and we live busy lives, you know? I've got work, John's got work, Matt exists.
Sort of.
Matt is doing the nearly
Best he can.
full-time job that it is to exist on this hellscape of a planet.
Oh, yeah. All right, listeners, if you haven't had to look for a job in the past 2 years, it is a fucking hell show out there.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
that's
do
good.
not envy Matt right now.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I haven't even actively looking yet, but that gives me great hope. Thank you.
Okay, but remember, Matt, if you need some references,
Send out your resume.
we're here.
Yeah.
Send them your
Yeah.
resume, and then they send you an
Well-
application that asks all the questions that are on your resume.
Yep.
And so you
Yeah,
have to
and then
fill
I'll
it
send
out.
them that thing that you put. Well, ideally, I'd be looking for something that's like remote or something. So I figure
Good
that'll
luck.
make it easier for you guys to like create a fake company that I used to work for or something.
I own a company. It's called
Sweet.
457 Text and Joint Media. So we'll talk.
All right.
Anyway, so I don't think we'll be able to get it set up super quickly if I'm also inviting listeners. Join our Discord at disschord.com.
Yep.
That's discord.com. That is our server directly.
I'm down to do
but,
Minecraft for sure.
But yeah, if you'd like to join a multi-world randomizer for our server, you could just let me know. I think we're going to set up an asynchronous one, which means we don't have to play at the same time because we're all
Cool.
busy. We're all fucking busy. So it just means I think we're going to start at beginning of July.
And Busy's tired.
I know. Busy is tired. We'll start at the beginning of July. You just play your game for about an hour, maybe, 30 minutes to an hour, about once a week, just to kind of see
Yeah.
how far you can progress until you can't go any further. And then hopefully next week someone else has given you items
Uh-huh.
so you can go a little further. And I think if we have even like 4 people, we should be able to do our thing in a month.
So you want to make it the Bite Book Club?
Yeah, we'll make it the Bite Book Club because we haven't finished Chrono Trigger.
No.
Let alone Chrono Trigger is one of the games that is unofficially supported
Ooh.
with their Jets of Time mod. So Jets of Time is just the Chrono Trigger randomizer. So
Cool.
I think you get access to the Epoch right away, so you can kinda go to wherever areas that music's so fucking good. But yeah, if you want to join, just in the game room section of our Discord,
Uh-huh.
there is a section called Pokemon Randos. I think I'll just rename it to Randos.
Okay.
In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. Just
I mean, you already have a bunch of Archipelago stuff in this, so.
yeah, of course I do. So just go in there, say what game you want to play, and then let me know when you're available so I can help you set up a YAML file that I need in order to set up our setup. And it really doesn't take long to set up a YAML. It's just saying how hard you want your mix-ups to be. And then how hard you want your mix-ups to be, and
I want them hard.
Yeah. Perfectly fine. All right. Yeah, Minecraft, its in-game achievements are your checks.
Yep.
So you have to get the in-game achievements.
Yeah. Is
you have
it the Bedrock edition, I'm assuming?
It is...
Or is it Java?
It's Java.
Oh, okay. I mean, I have both, so.
Yeah, it's Java. I mean,
Don't
everyone has
matter to
both
me.
now. Yeah. It's a really easy setup too, because we tested that out with my middle daughter, so just trying out the rando at least. But yeah, so join us for the Born in the 80s inaugural.
In July.
Well,
Join us.
when's this episode gonna go up, John?
Oh, you're right.
We're
Okay.
recording this. We're recording this on June 1st. We
Don't-
could.
Come on now.
Okay.
You're
We
making
could
me look bad.
We could set up. Excuse me. We could set up a pre-trial between the three. With the three of us, and do that this month. But I
Okay.
think
That sounds like more fun.
Sort of an archipelago gooning phase.
yeah, we're gonna goon ourselves into the real thing.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. We brought it back to the first fucking 10 minutes of the episode.
But yeah, I'm also gonna put in a secret version of the Archipelago website in terms of listed games, because there are some games that are technically supported now, but aren't, like, they're in beta and they're not officially released. And then I'm also gonna put in the there is a, what the fuck is it called? Google Sheets. Like, it's a spreadsheet. What the fuck's it called? With list of other games that we can add on. I'll put that in there as well. It's also so I don't forget where they are. And yeah, choose any game you'd like to play from these. At this point, we're now talking about if we include the games in alpha, which we shouldn't. If we include the games in alpha,
I need fewer choices, not more.
Okay. Matt, just pick from the official list.
Okay.
Which, let me put the official list in as well. Where the fuck did it go? I have too many tabs open. Here. The official list is archipelago.gg /games without the port 24242, because that port has their stuff that is basically ready to go, but they're not officially releasing it yet.
Okay. Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 3, yeah. I can tell you that in terms of learning the randomizers, I've attempted to learn Adventure, but it is fucking hard. That's the Atari 2600 game, Adventure. Blasphemous is a blast, but you kind of have to know that game. But at least with Blasphemous, there is a tracker mod that puts the tracker right into the game for you, so you know what is accessible with the tools you have. I've done a DLC quest. I've done Kingdom Hearts, of course. I've started to just learn Doom, the original Doom 1, but I need to play through that game first before I try a rando of it. But there's some good stuff in here, Minecraft.
For the stuff that's like console stuff, it's emulator, I assume?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
And I will guide you to places over a voice call, because we won't have evidence that we're doing this.
Ooh, Subnautica.
Yeah,
I need to get back to that game. I
There you
never
go.
finished it.
Slay the Spire, if you like your card
I
games.
like all the games, but I want to do Minecraft.
Yeah,
I
this
love
official
Minecraft.
list, I'm seeing a lot of stuff I like.
Super Mario World is interesting because you start the game without the ability to run. That is something you have to unlock. I think power-ups, like all of the different power-ups have to be unlocked, including like the regular ones, like the mushroom.
Yeah.
Tunic's pretty new. I don't know exactly how that one works.
Can you play it with the baby mode on?
Tunic?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not looked into.
There's a
Tunic at
no
all.
damage mode basically,
Okay.
which is what I have to play Tunic on because it's way too difficult. I call it baby mode. Anyway,
Yeah.
we gotta move on.
We do.
Archipelago, look up on our server about it if you want to get in. Mention what game you want to play.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pin these 3 things that I just posted.
Good.
So.
I want to talk about Sony State of Play, and I want to get to Koozie Chronicles.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just because I want to get to the Sony State of Play, because basically it's E3 time. So by the time you're listening to this, will all have been over. But Sony did their first event, State of Play. It was just a couple days ago. He announced a couple games, what they've been working on. Concord. You see Concord?
Yeah.
So Concord is they did a CG trailer because this is a first party Sony game, and then they did a gameplay trailer. And the CG trailer is Wish.com Guardians of the Galaxy, like straight up, like 100%. I wrote, this is one Thin Lizzy song away from a copyright strike. Like it is so exactly that, which is fine. You do your own like thing, James Gunn style. But it is not a Guardians of the Galaxy game. It is a 5v5 hero shooter. Have you heard about this? Have you seen these kind of games?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's Overwatch.
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Or if we go way back,
Overwatch
it's
2
Team
is
Fortress
doing
2.
really well, right? A lot of people playing that. Like it's crazy. They're 2 years behind this. So okay, good for you. Like people are playing. I don't even think people are playing Valorant anymore. Like what? Like I don't know, man. Like people just play Fortnite. Like Fortnite will just put in a mode that's the same thing.
Yep.
Like, and if you want a hero shooter, I mean, what X Defiant just came out, and that's free to play. And I don't think this will be. Does Sony do free to play games? I don't know. Like, anyway, so that's news for me because I'm not really into a 5v5 multiplayer shooter. God of War Ragnarok's coming to PC finally. 2 years. 2 years. Almost 2 years after it came out on PS5.
Yep.
Sony said, PlayStation games on PC. We want to keep doing that as a way to get PC gamers to buy PlayStation 5s. Because they'll put the game out on PS5 and then a year later put it out on PC. Because we all know PC gamers are raring to buy another games console. Like, okay, yeah, all right, whatever. Learned all of the worst lessons from Helldivers 2, I see. Which was one of the best-selling games this year, by far. Because it had a PC and PS5 simultaneous release date. Dynasty Warriors Origins? Okay. That's a game.
Sweet.
I didn't really see much.
Love it. Love an origin story.
It's a CG trailer. There's some gameplay. It looks like one of those. So then we get. Let me get through Marvel Rivals. So let's imagine you have these heroes, right? They got to save the world from the bad guys, and they got to team up in a team of 5 and use their unique abilities to capture a flag or move a thing across.
Well, it's too much. This is too much.
All right, yeah. No one's ever done this. No one's ever done like a group of superheroes versus a group of supervillains fighting in 5x5 arena combat. That's new, right? Anyway, so Marvel's is also doing an Overwatch, so that's coming out eventually.
Wait,
maybe
is that Overwatch or is that League of Legends?
No, it's Overwatch.
Okay.
Straight up Overwatch. Third person though, so Fortnite Overwatch. Until Dawn is getting a PS5 upgrade, which I'm sure they'll happily charge you more for, even though it looked great on the PS4. Path of Exile 2, which is a free-to-play PC game coming out on PS5. It's like Diablo, but it's free-to-play. Silent Hill 2 actually looks pretty cool. The remake of Silent Hill 2, just like the Resident Evil 4 remake, that was very well received because it just took a game everybody loved and made it look way better. Monster Hunter Wilds, first trailer ever came out, but that's not going to be until 2025. I love me some Monhun. Is that how they say it in Japan?
Monster Puncher.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. But that is not coming out. The game that I'm most excited about, do you see the trailer for Astrobot?
I've not seen it, but it looks interesting.
So the Astrobot's Playroom? What's the Astro's Playroom?
Astro's Playroom, yeah.
The PS5 packing game. That is like
I do see the God of War-ified Astrobot.
That is literally the reason I bought a PS5 was Astro's Playroom, because I had seen so much buzz about it and it being like an incredibly fun platformer, and the fact that there was one available, and I just wanted to get the new console. But that was like one of the main reasons. That and Ghost of Tsushima had the PlayStation 5 graphics upgrade as well available for people that had the PS4 version. So I was like, sweet, let's do it. It looks awesome. That Astro's Playroom platformer is like Mario level, like Nintendo level good. So I'm really looking forward to that. But the other games that came out, interesting trend. So there was a game called Infinity Nikki, which if you look up is like a dress-up game. And then you look at like the character models.
Open world dress-up adventure game.
And they look really weird. It's like anime, but not anime. And then you watch the trailer for Ballad of Antara. And they also have like anime but not anime, like character designs. And then there was another one, Where Winds Meet, which is another like character third-person action game with anime-looking characters that aren't really anime. And what is that? These are all Chinese games, because the Chinese animated style is similar to anime, but not completely the same. It looks a little different. Just like how Korean animated stuff looks a little bit different than Japanese, but it all kind of looks anime-y. And so so in their big E3 conference, like it was replacing what E3 would be, they had 3 Chinese-developed games, all from 3 studios that have never developed a console game before. Infinity Nikki is a mobile game company that made a bunch of mobile game dress-up games. Where Winds Meet is a brand new studio. NetEase owns them. And then Blade of Antara made a phone game a couple years ago. So that's taken up big space in your main press conference. Like, it's sparse. I mean, Sony even talked to investors earlier saying there's going to be a real lean year for sales for games because there is not a lot of stuff coming out from their first-party studios. They have Concord.
There is
and an Until Dawn remake.
Alien Rogue Incursion, which looks cool, but I'll never play it because I'll never own the thing that it's out on.
Yeah. So, a lot of hints on this on the patent front. PlayStation 5, PlayStation VR 2, they're looking at creating it a computer app so that you should be able to buy it.
Really?
Yes. So you should be able to use PlayStation 5 VR hardware to play PC games, which would make me look at possibly buying it because I'm not going to buy a VR that only works on my PS5. That's fucking nonsense.
Yep.
But if it can connect to your PC and play any of the like thousands of PC games, I mean, that's like the biggest selling point of the Meta Quest. Like the Meta Quest 3. The fucking Meta Quest 2 is an insane deal right now. I think they're selling them for like $250 right now. And like, yeah, it's not that powerful, but USB-C to your PC, your gaming PC, and it becomes a gaming PC headset. Like, that's a great deal. And the Meta Quest 3 apparently is incredible, but that's $500. Like, in terms of the visual fidelity that it offers.
I still have the PS4 VR, and
no, you'll never get to use that anywhere else.
You really can't, but there are weird workarounds, and it's still not good.
Yeah. No, but the MetaQuest stuff has really been kind of like the only space where VR is growing. I mean, like, the thing that's incredible, that's great about those, other than the fact that they are absolutely awful that you have to have a Facebook account to use them. Actually, you don't. You have to have a Meta account, which is owned by Facebook. Regardless, so you don't have to have a Facebook profile or anything to use it. You just have to have an account with the company that owns the terrible company. But like the ability to play VR stuff untethered is pretty cool. And they have like the power of the processors that they have in these things like allow you to do like pretty decently good looking stuff in VR wireless. Like that's just cool. Like it's a cool thing because they have the what is it, the tracking, the camera tracking for like motion tracking and stuff. So rather than using the base stations, it's not as good positionally, as the stations are. But I think at least I've read most people say it's like 90% there. So
and it's way easier to set up.
And a lot of games, the accuracy of exactly where you're standing isn't as important as where your hands are in relative to your head in the space. Like there are some games where it definitely can be a problem, but apparently it works pretty well. Anyway, I'm looking possibly to buy a VR headset this fall with the sales. Hopefully Meta will have a sale or some of the other competitors on PC will have a sale. But like $500 is a lot. $399, that's closer. Anyone else have anything video game related before we move on? We can talk about Hades 2 next week.
I'm only like 2 hours in, so I'm still like, the gameplay is just starting to click for me.
Yeah.
So I'll have more to talk about next week.
The thing I read about that too was like, someone said it's an early access, but this is not like early access. This is like a real game at this point.
Like there's some art that's not done yet, but
everyone's like, nah, it's
pretty
worth playing right now, like in its state, and it will only get better because there's different types of early access. Like there's like Armor Reforger is an early access game, but that is fully playable, and there's a lot of modes, and like a lot of the games, and then there's some early access, like Balatro, that was technically early access until it went, I think it went 1.0. But like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of games that are like early, but it's like a full game. Planet Crafter, a game I put 36 hours into in the last like 3 weeks. That was early access. It just went 1.0, but like, anyway. So, all right, let's do College Chronicles and let's end. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
No one else has any grievances to air?
No, I'm gonna stew on mine. Just let them simmer.
That's always good. So let me just Control X these and then do bite. I'm doing a better job taking notes here to make my job easier when I edit these. And then move those topics like driving permit TJ, Planet Crafter John, Hades 2 Matt, Hell of a Boss / Bivsy Pop John. I've been watching a million Bivsy Pop cartoons on repeat. It's a sickness at this point.
I should start Has-Been, but
you need to, and a Hell of a Boss as well. Although I don't know if your kids should watch Hell of a Boss.
At least my older two probably already have.
Okay, but Has-Been Hotel is a little bit more kid friendly. Like there are lots of swears and lots of sex references, but Hell of a Boss is even more that. Like it's like all that. But is also very good. Let's move on though. I'll talk about more of that next week. Because there it is. Thank you, blog. All right. So last we left us was middle of February 2005. And I'm going to. Oh yeah, because I think I was like, wait, okay, because I was like, okay, I'm marking these red as we read them. I've got this Untitled, Thursday, 17 February 2005, because I reference a Homestar Runner DVD set in this one, but I reference it in a previous one too, so I actually receive it at this point. All right, 17 February 2005. I got a chemistry quiz tomorrow, and I'm going to do badly. I hate exams. I gotta study. My Strong Bad Email DVD/CD combo is here, and I am reveling in the majesty. With like a million dots. I've got some studying to do tonight. Erica, a girl I knew from a musical back home, I feel like that's the fake name that I gave her last week. If not, whatever. JCSS from D-Town sent me the picture she took at the show to me on MSN Messenger. Remember that? They turned out well. I miss those guys. I have so much fun doing those shows because it's informal. I got a small part. We joke around, party, have fun overall. I cannot wait till next summer for the next show, which I don't think I did. Lately, everyone is hating on the choir. This is the choir. You remember the choir? Remember the choir leader, Matt?
Yeah, barely. The one that got replaced.
Joe Testa.
Yeah.
So this was right around the period where everyone was like really not having a good time in Chamber Singers. I am not. I enjoy singing, and I like having the chance to sing with others who sing well also. I am like all the people in choir and hope we can get over the monotony of practice and enjoy ourselves. I do agree that we should sing a larger variety of songs in the choir, but you take what you can get. I'm not going to complain about everything. This is a period when Edgewood was unhappy with the tenured professor. I don't know what happened, but he got untenured.
Which isn't supposed to happen.
Ever happen. He also, I don't think, did anything to lose his tenure. and I believe he successfully sued the school.
Yeah, I didn't really know anything about it, but I got the feeling it was more of a personal beef.
100%, yes. He did not get along with the rest of the music department faculty, and the students didn't like him. So it was really pretty much a lose-lose. Like, you can be that teacher that people don't like, but you have to have the backing of the rest of your department, and that did not happen. And he kind of lost the war. I think that he did not like female singers as much, and he was very hard on them. And I think that was a problem, because you really, when you're in a small school, you don't have a huge crop of people. You need to. There were a couple that he really liked, but it was some of the newer students that were like, maybe we don't need to only sing Baroque music and stuff. Like, and he was like, no, I only will sing Baroque music and these like 3 choral like music composers that I know personally or knew personally. Like, and it's like, I get it, man. Like, I don't know, man. I was getting a scholarship, and I liked him because he actually got me a scholarship, because I had joined the singers. He was like, you should just get like a music scholarship. We just give these out. And so I was like, sweet. And I got $700 a semester.
That's why I was in concert band the whole time.
I mean, it was good because I stayed there for all 4 years. You know, like, that was a good reason to keep someone on, because when you're dealing with a choir, getting men to stick around is difficult, especially in a school that skews like 70% female, you know, like, very difficult. But I liked all the other directors after him as well. Like, it was fine, but it just, you know, I always liked him because he was really nice to me, especially since I was not a music major. So I'm not very good at reading music, and so I couldn't read music and singing. So I had a really easy time, because my way of learning how to sing was just memorize everything because that's the only way I can do it. Because I can't read music. I can't sight read. So doing sight reading exercises were really difficult, but I'm like, I just memorize it. And so it made it not that difficult. I don't know. There's a handicap. I have a steep learning curve. So I'm really bad right away. And then the end, I don't need the book or anything, because I basically just have to have it memorized, or else I'm bad. I blame trumpet, because I learned how to read treble clef in high school.
You're used to that, like, major second down.
And then if you're a male singer, you do not use treble clef. Use bass clef. Even if you're a tenor, you're just up at the top of the bass clef, and like the lines above it.
Tenor clef sometimes, but that would like throw me off, because I was a tenor in, I think, that same choir a few years later, and like, just every once in a while a song would come out with tenor clef, and it wrecked my brain. Yeah,
even so. But like, for me, it was literally like, I don't know, like, the way I'm like music dyslexic, I guess. Like, the way that I just learned to sing was, give me the starting note and I can figure it from there. Because it's like, it's half step up, half step down, one step up. And you just
kind of listen to where you fit in the harmony.
Oh, and then being a singer, a male singer, especially a bass, you just, you know, you go an octave below like the other one. You just harmonize. That's pretty much every part that you have anyway. I always like to joke with Lauren when we're hanging out, and like, some song will go on, and I'll do the bass version of the song, like the fucking Star Spangled Banner and the rocket's red glare. That's the bass line. You're just doing the bottom part of the harmony. It's just
the best part of the harmony for that song is the
red glare. Like, it's just like, that's the bass part.
Now,
you don't have to learn.
I don't know it in vocals, but I know it in concert band. The trombone part is the best part in there. They have a lot of runs that go counter to the melody. It's awesome.
That's the bass part does that too, where you'll do like harmonizing with the melody, and like, it's pretty cool. I always like that, but that's the joke, is like, the bass part is boring. So whereas tenors get to sing the actual like melody or parts of the melody,
just like the bass part in every other band.
I mean, that's kind of, unless you're Flea, you know what I mean? Like, unless you can do like crazy bass stuff, you're just kind of just doing the rhythm. But anyway, come on, get happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Be happy, God damn it. I was telling everyone to be happy.
Did it work?
No, but I have an angry ranting post and we're going to end on because it's very long. Untitled, Friday, 18 February 2005. This is my angry ranting post! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. This is what, a day after? So I don't know, that test I guess I did that morning. Chemistry quiz tomorrow. I did not feel like I did good on. I am usually not an angry person, so here it goes. What the fuck? I am sick of school. Motherfucking chemistry. It's an with a bunch of G's in there. We took a chemistry exam, which I studied for, and I know I fucking failed it. Everyone was still doing their tests when the time ran out. My chem teacher is a sadist. I love you, Dr. Gall, actually.
Yep.
You were tough but fair. And I don't know if we'll get to this in this, but I believe this is a test that like everyone failed, and he moved it to grading on a curve. So my like 50 became like an 80. But like Jesus, that was rough. Because I think he was just trying to wake us up. You know, it's early February, mid-February. We're back from break for about a month. This is the first real like exam. Yeah. And it's like, hey, wake the fuck up. Like this is Chem 2, I think it was. So anyway, I looked at my cupboard and guess what? Some fucking piece of shit stole 4 cans of my chunky soup. My fucking soup. That is like... What? Are you laughing at the thievery of my 4 cans of chunky soup?
Chunky soup is the funniest thing that could have ended with.
What? We got baked potato. We got, hearty chili. You know, all the different fucking goddamn chunky soups.
Oh, God.
But that was like a thing I always ate as like a kid. That was like the go-to easy meal. Like right now, this was like right when Easy Mac was invented. Mm-hmm. And so like I had my bowl, my big like full bowl with like a handle. So it was like a soup mug basically. And I would just take it out into the like, common area microwave, do a can of chunky, got a sleeve of fucking saltines I took from the cafeteria. Mm-hmm. Throw them in there, and that's like your dinner because you didn't feel like going to the fucking...
Look at this fancy 1%er with his bowl and is heating it up. You just pop the top and drink it up.
Just chug it. What is that?
Why else would you buy soup that's not from Concentrate?
What is that line from Trailer Park Boys? Like with the he's eating the cans of ravioli. I guess I haven't seen that show, but
it's been a while.
I forget his whole rant about eating 8 cans of ravioli. First 2 cans, those don't count. Like those just go down, and then the third can, you get the I burned the third can, so that one's gone. Anyway, this whole rant on eating that was me with my soup. That is like taking fucking $8 out of my pocket.
It was still $2 back then.
I don't know, probably.
Okay.
Chris fucking Strawbridge ate all my... I'm calling that motherfucker out. And I see him on goddamn LinkedIn because I think he is now a fucking coach at some college of women's basketball. Fuck you, Chris. You ate all of my ramen. I know he did it. He was always asking for ramen, and I would never give him any. Now it's gone. I got exams going on for the next couple weeks. Fucking midterms. Tomorrow I've got the fucking RA selection interviews, which could mean housing for next year for free if I do good. We had our... Boy, I wonder why he lost his tenure here, because we're going to talk about the choir again. We had our 3-hour death practice for choir.
Oh.
Jay Testa informed us that his dad died. This is, of course, as he gets fired. So he had a real good year. Great. Now I can't be mad at choir without feeling guilty. It sure was awesome for him to go through choir, though. I respect that. This has been a turning point of my bad shit streak. Choir practice was actually really good. I thought we did really well. I got back to my room and played Half-Life 2 for about 2 hours. That let me get out my aggression pretty well. Killing Combine soldiers and freeing oppressed people is good for your soul. So that choir death practice I remember vividly. It was 3 hours long. It was because we had a concert and we were way behind. And so it was like, let's just do this. He called people out. Like that was why he rubbed people the wrong way. Because he would call people out that were not prepared. Like you were not memorized. And he would just make you, he did the wrong thing. He would make them sing in front of everyone alone. And that is awful. So, yeah. Anyway, whew. Tonight, I think I'm going to hang out with my fellow anime peeps and maybe watch Naruto. Warning. ShowPro, which has recently licensed Naruto, is bringing my favorite show of all time to America. Americo. That's in America, capitalism, right? America.co, right? Anyway. Warning. Heed my warning. If you fucking ruin my show, they did. Heads are gonna, I just watched the Japanese version. I don't know why I cared. Are gonna roll, my friend. Heads are gonna roll. I will fucking kill. If you want to help, please sign this online petition. Petitiononline.com/Naruto99. Thank you for my time. Like, what? I don't know why I would have cared, but this is like the thing. When you're like 19, or 18, you actually care about like what, like Spider-Man, or like I'm sorry, I hinted the next thing, but you actually care about like what like Naruto's English dub is going to be. Like, why would I fucking care at this point? All English dubs are bad, but I wasn't at that point yet. I hadn't watched enough anime, to know that it's obviously subs over dubs. Although I do watch dubs now, so whatever. But especially because now they fucking simulcast English dubs and Japanese dubs on a lot of anime. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason to watch it in Japanese, because the reason we would watch everything in Japanese is because there's no English version. But now they come one the same. So I don't know. And the English voice actors, I want to support them. They do great work. So because the companies pay the people now. Like back in the days, in the late 90s or 2000s, you get some real bad dubs because they weren't paying people. Anyway, thank you for your time. Jiggins comments, John Rowe, champion of freedom. Dude, my Spidey seasons are done downloading. Must find someone with DVD burner, because that was what you would do.
Yep. You
would download the show and then burn it to a DVD so you could watch it. Or you burn it to a CD and you can watch the CD.
Yeah.
Because you could watch that 700 megabyte file version of a movie. Which looked like dog shit. But then again, on your 13-inch TV, did it really matter? No. Beanbag Chick Amy, are you going to us with Jordan's this weekend? I was just wondering if you are for sure or not. And I said, oh, I am. So I think the next thing is a week later. So I think I'll talk about that too. Maybe. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. I had a bad week of tests. Got through midterms though. I didn't die. This is before you started, right, Matt? You started in 2005 fall?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say with that
I was an RA.
Interview, that was the teaser to everyone's favorite character coming into the story.
Right. Matt was living... He was living in my building, not on my floor, though.
Yeah.
I had the nightmare floor. My floor was the awesome floor. I never had any problems because all of the kids on my floor were the awful kids, but they went to the other floors to bother everyone. It was amazing. It was like I had all of the like problem kids on my floor, but they never did anything bad around me because they just went to I don't know what the deal was. They went to the other rooms. I don't know, man. I was an RA. I busted 0 people for drinking my entire year. Because why? I got in trouble.
Yeah.
I didn't get in trouble, but we did our first like RA like meeting with our people when they showed up, and I said this, and all the other RAs were like, "What the fuck?" I said, "I know you're gonna drink. If you don't get caught, then it won't be a problem. So be quiet." And whose fucking floor was the quiet floor? Mine. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. I just like I wanted to be real. I was like, I know you're gonna drink. Just don't get caught with it and it won't be a problem. So don't make a problem, don't get loud, don't get into fights, and we're not gonna have a problem. And we didn't on my floor. All the other floors had problems though, but I don't know. Maybe I just made them leave me because I was always there because I was addicted to World of Warcraft that year, so I was always in my room.
Yeah.
So they knew they couldn't party on my floor because I was always like down the hall with my door open. So oh man, I don't think I'll talk about it in this, but I remember specifically as an RA, the girls that lived across the hall from me, they obviously drank in their room all the time. And their room was a fucking nightmare. God, it was awful. It was so messy. And so when we would do like fall, like break or Thanksgiving or Christmas, we would have to go and inspect every room. And this was the thing we told everyone. We're going to go in your room and make sure nothing's plugged in over the thing because no one's going to be here. So we don't want to have a fire hazard or whatever. So everything had to be unplugged. And we went in there, and the fucking RA boss guy stood in the door. And as I went around the room to check everything was unplugged, fucking alcohol bottles just on the floor, in open sight. And I just kicked them under the bed. So I was like, I'm not writing this up. Fuck that. I'm not going to fucking take these out and dump these. That's annoying. So, yeah, you girls, I did you a fucking solid.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. But they were good to me. They never, ever caused problems, like, on my floor. So, like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. So, you excited for your kid to get caught drinking?
My kid doesn't want to.
Oh, yeah, but just wait.
But
I think live in the dorms.
Have to. First two.
Yeah, there you go. It's going to happen. There's going to be pressure. I didn't drink until like I hadn't yet at this point in the Yakuza Chronicles. It wasn't until the spring of my freshman year that my college basketball roommates goaded me into going out with them to a house party. And the house party was busted by cops, by the way. First one I went to that I was underage drinking at, busted by cops. I did not get caught, though.
I didn't drink at the one baseball house party I went to.
Yeah, it was the basketball house party I went to, and I drank beer, and then the cops showed up, and we all just escaped. It was amazing. It was like a fucking prison break. Because there were, like, cops are at the front door, and everyone ran out the back. I fucking scaled a chain link fence, and then walked home from downtown to Edgewood, drunk. It was a night. Maybe I might detail it going up, but future posts from John.
In the perspective of your chronicles right now, I'm 3 months from turning 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling forward to see. March, would it be March?
May.
I'm just saying when I would have went to this party.
Oh.
April, May.
April? It sounds like an April thing.
Not April. Just scrolling. Anyway, we can end the episode.
Yeah.
I need to go. I took my nighttime pills, and they're hitting me extra hard for some reason.
Hell yeah.
That's fair.
Oh my God. Fucking Star Wars. Sorry.
Matt, pick a game, reach out to me. Listeners,
yeah, I will. I have
Star Wars Episode 3.